go into an uncharted territory of strategies, and then your psychology kind of get disrupted. Can you give me an example of that? What was your first strategy as an algo, and did it make money or not?
It is basically एक momentum system है.
He said in the short term market is random.
Correct.
That made me really think that we are trying to find an edge into a random market.
Correct.
But how is that possible?
In my company, we keep discussing that we should implement machine learning and AI.
As a trader, if I'm going to give you 100%,
Right.
and a 3 vertical, which is mind, psychology,
Right.
money, or the machine, how would you bifurcate this 100%? Hello दोस्तों, welcome back to yet another episode of Mind, Money and the Machine. We call it as MQ. दोस्तों, जैसे आप जानते हो, हम ये पॉडकास्ट में नए नए गेस्ट लाते हैं जो एक एल्गो ट्रेडर है, और यही पॉडकास्ट की एक खासियत है कि यहाँ पे आपको एक एल्गो ट्रेडर की जर्नी के बारे में बताया जाता है कि एक साइकोलॉजी कैसे एक एल्गो ट्रेडर की होती है, वो अपनी मनी मैनेजमेंट को कैसे मैनेज करता है, और एट द एंड ऑफ द डे उसका एग्जीक्यूशन कैसे होता है. तो हमने एक प्रयास किया कि बहुत सारे लोगों ने जो बड़े बड़े एल्गो ट्रेडर है उनके बारे में तो सुना ही होते हैं, लेकिन हमारे इकोसिस्टम में बहुत सारे ऐसे एल्गो ट्रेडर है जो कम्प्लीटली अननोन है, और ये हमारी एफर्ट रहती है कि उन जेम्स को ढूंढे और आपके साथ कॉन्वर्सेशन करे. तो मेरे साथ ऐसे एक जेम है जिसको मैं सालों से जानता हूँ, लेकिन कहीं पे भी सोशल मीडिया पे वो है नहीं. रोहित. Hi Rohit, how are you?
I'm good. Thank you so much. I really love your introduction for me. Thank you. And as you said that, I've never been on an interview before or even a podcast. I keep myself at the back, and I enjoy being there. But as you're so much close to me, I thought, maybe let's give it a try this time.
No, I think so, Rohit. Thank you for that, because I have seen you from the days of Algo conventions.
Yes.
And it's, I think so 2019-20 से जर्नी हमारी चलती आ रही है, और जहाँ पे मैंने आपको देखा हुआ है from part of द्रव्य नीति to धन नीति, and talking about algo trading day in day out. So I think so that's amazing. So Rohit, I think so a lot of people would want to know more about you. So if you can just let us know your journey, कि आप ये algo trading world में आए कैसे?
So it's a very long and interesting story. It's pretty long. I wouldn't like to bore everybody with that. So I'll cut it short with basically I'm not from a technical background. And I started my journey about 2017, where I was going through all kinds of, videos and mentors where I could learn about trading.
Right.
But I realized soon that, Algo was the buzz that time, and, everybody was looking ahead for Algo. So I think I came across Quantanstii EPAT program.
Mm-hmm.
And I joined that. That's actually where my algo trading journey really started, where I started learning about algo trading.
Can you tell us more about Quantanstii? Because I have heard this, of education from quite a few times.
Right. So Quantanstii basically specializes and focuses only on algo trading,
Mm-hmm.
and they teach you a bit and try to cover every aspect of algo trading, like the whole ecosystem. And it's kind of a launching pad for a lot of young guys, who would want to enter the space. And I think I also started the similar way. My whole priority to join in was that because they had good hold in the community, and they were well settled then, and their course really keeps upgrading. It's not that something that you do once and you forget. So you have an access to their course all your life, and their alumni is in touch with you. So that way, it's a good way of starting your journey.
Wow. So EPAT ने आपको एजुकेशन तो दे दिया, लेकिन उसको प्रैक्टिकल एक्सपीरियंस में कैसे कन्वर्ट किया?
So, EPAT में जब मैंने join किया था, तो I remember the person who I was interacting with. I told her two things: A, I want to learn algo, and second, I want an assurance that I need a job.
I think the job is one of the primary focus for all of us when we started out, right?
Yeah. I was like, I don't know anything other than that, but I need a job. So she's like, it looks difficult. You're not from a technical background, but we will see how it goes. Like, we'll see how well you pick up the coding, and how good are you with options. And that time, even today, I think options is the main primary trading source. A lot of people who enter the markets are really jumping into options. So I said, I am ready to get into it, and we'll see. I said, okay, let's give it a try. I discussed this with my family, and they were like, hey, give it a try. Maybe it works for you. And that's how I started with Quantanstii.
Okay. And then from Quantanstii, where did you go?
From Quantanstii, as I said, my priorities was to get job. I went in for a few interviews, and then I came across Dravinity.
Okay.
It was pretty close to my house, so a good opportunity. Vivek and Devang were leading Dravinity that time, and they gave me an opportunity to come into research. And of course, they had some other ideas along with giving me the
I'm
research.
curious to know about it.
So the whole deal was that आपको research करने मिलेगा, you'll get into algo trading, but along that you have to do cold calls for their events.
Okay.
So Dravinity had multiple phases. They were into education, they were into fund management, they were into algo space. They had their own algo convention every year. So I think it was about September side, somewhere around Diwali, that they used to do that, and they were looking for interns to help them out with something like that, as well as they wanted somebody to be enrolled into their research and the fund management part side. So I think I fit in between the two, and they got a bargain deal with me that tu ye bhi karega, ye bhi karega. In free time you do your research, and the time of working hours you have to sit and do cold calling. I said, I am desperate to get into this field and I really want to learn. And I saw a good team out there. Even Vivek and Devang, they're a gem of a person and they never stop you from learning.
Sure.
So I had a good time starting.
No, I know Devang and Vivek are very close friend of mine as well, and so is Sovit. And what I really wanted to emphasize to a lot of young listeners for us, like we come with this mindset कि भाई हम लोग ने education किया है, so we just want to go into research. And trust me, this is not how the industry functions, because you also need to have a practical experience, on-ground experience, and maybe that also gave you a lot of new insights about how to talk to people and get your things done. Huh?
Yeah. So actually, as previously, I think I started my journey in algo trading about when I was 28.
Oh, wow.
I started pretty late. I had to compete with very young guys who were like 21, 22, yet doing their engineering and they were doing their internship. So I was a bit slow. But then, with the age, you realize that you have to accept everything that comes your way. So a lot of when I started, as I said, I was a Stepney intern.
Okay.
There was another pro intern with me who was from IT background, who was actually handling the research at that time. So his main focus only was remaining to give me something to make a strategy.
Okay.
So a lot of young people come into the whole idea that somebody has an holy grail and they are making a lot of money and we just want to learn that and go ahead. But as and when I realized that that's not how it works, there is no holy grail. The strategies keep evolving, the markets keep evolving, and you have to work. So when I started, I think I remember I had a very open mind that whatever comes my way, as I said, I accepted cold calling also. So I said, whatever comes my way, I will do it. And you always have an idea, like down the line, where do you want to be? So I always thought that someday maybe I'll be able to do something what they are doing by myself.
Sure.
So to do that, I cannot just focus on learning how to make a strategy. I need to learn the whole ecosystem of the business, how it goes. So there is data, there is research, there is APIs that you have to get, the execution part, there is money, then there is psychology. So there are so many different parts to it. It is not just that one pillar of research that makes the whole business go.
True. As you rightly mentioned that these are all the different verticals. So I'm going to pick the one vertical that is the most important and that is very close to us is mind, the psychology of an algo trader. So let's talk about psychology or the mind. So what was about algo trading that really pulled you towards? Like, why algo? There may be so many options.
Yeah. So as I said, I think algo trading that time was just buzzing in 2017 when I joined. I remember there was only one weekly options Bank Nifty, which started about, I think, in 2015 or 2016, I think. And then in 2018, 14th Feb was Nifty that was being introduced. So when I joined, algo trading was just picking up. That was the buzz at that time. And a lot of Indian institutes were also interested in getting into that. Basically, I started with algo because I tried myself with some family money to start trading by myself.
I'm sure every algo trader starts with that.
and I blew up.
Okay.
And I blew up, and I realized that I don't think I'm a good trader. Manually, though I cannot trade. Let's try algo.
Okay.
Maybe I'm better at algo because somehow I cannot control my emotions. So my emotions were coming in my way while I was trading because I knew I was picking up the right trades manually. But I don't know, by the end of the trade, it just went against me. So I realized that I'm playing too emotionally and I need to cut it out. So algo was the only way that I felt that can cut you out. But I think that was also wrong to completely say that algo will keep you away from emotions.
Yes.
It's not that way.
So Rohit, my question was exactly like that. Rohit now and Rohit when he started out with an intention that algo removes emotion. Does it really remove?
It removes emotions to an extent to where now you're helpless that you can't touch the system.
Is it?
Yeah.
Okay.
So basically, you still have anxiety sometimes. When, especially if you've taken a trade where which is beyond where you feel that you're in an uncomfortable space. If you take that kind of a trade, then the psychology still plays. But with algo, the thing is that you never know which trade is going to go in your favor, right? And it's easy to stop an algo, but it's the most difficult part is to restart it.
Okay.
You don't know when to restart that.
Wow, that's a very unique, because everybody talks about stopping the algo, but
Correct.
you are also thinking about the restarting of an algo, when to do that. I will take one step back, and you used a very important thing, and I think so a lot of us also goes through that, is go into an uncharted territory of strategies or uncharted territory of algo, and then your psychology kind of get disrupted. Can you give me an example of that?
So basically, there are no strategies as such that will make you uncomfortable, but it is your money. If you're betting way beyond than you can handle, that's where you become uncomfortable. Because at the end, so as an algo trader, you don't just jump into a trade. You backtest it, you research over it, you have hypothetications that you validate, you then do pilot testing, and then you do paper trading, and then you go into actual trading. So it's a big journey of about 6 months. You just don't jump into it and say that this is valid and this is invalid, and then you have those emotions coming. So you have validated your emotions, you have validated that this is how it's going to be. And in that point, you already know what kind of strategy you are building. So strategies can't be into somewhere that they're uncharted. It's just that how much you are playing with it or how much you're betting
The money.
on it is what is going to get you uncomfortable. Let's say if you have 10 rupees and you have put all the 10 rupees on one strategy, then you're probably being foolish. You can't do that. You need to diversify in every aspect of life. You can't put all your eggs in one
basket.
So it's the same with algos also, because कोई भी strategy continuously work नहीं करती, वो कभी ना कभी break करेगी.
Sure. So Rohit, let me just ask you a very interesting question. What was your first strategy as an algo, and did it make money or not?
Luckily, yes.
Oh,
it is
wow.
still alive.
Oh wow.
Yeah. So Swift.
Okay.
तो मैंने मेरे strategy का नाम था Swift. जो मेरी first ever strategy थी, I was Swift. It is basically एक momentum system है. It's a short burst momentum. If I have to disclose, it works on a 2-minute time frame.
2-minute time frame.
2-minute time frame.
Wow.
It's very quick. It's not a scalping. Scalping जैसा नहीं है. But it is a momentum. वो 1 या 2 दिन तक trade लेके जाता है, and it's based on options. Lately, it is now more on a synthetic future.
बराबर है.
पहले वो purely weekly options पे होता था, but जैसे बैंक निफ्टी का weekly option चला गया, because it was primarily वो बैंक निफ्टी पे था system. Not that कि वो निफ्टी पे नहीं चलता था या कोई और systems पे या कोई और underlying पे नहीं चलता था. थोड़ा बहुत tweak and turn करते थे तो वो उस पे भी चल जाता था, but हमारा main focus था कि हमें बैंक निफ्टी पे कुछ डेवलप करना था. So as I said, this was my first system.
Okay.
This I developed when I was in Draviniti.
क्या बात है. And which year was it?
2018.
Okay, so it's 2025 and the system still works.
Exactly the same system. There is not a bit of change in it. The only difference that we have made right now, पहले हम weekly options पे trade कर रहे थे, अब हम synthetic monthly futures पे trade करते हैं.
So I think so हमारे ऑडियंस को डेफिनेटली पता रहेगा ये सिंथेटिक फ्यूचर का कॉन्सेप्ट हमने हमारे प्रीवियस पॉडकास्ट जो जगन के साथ किया था उसमें डिटेल में उसके बारे में बात की है. रोहित, मेरा क्वेश्चन है कि व्हाट डू यू थिंक इज पार्ट ऑफ दैट सिस्टम, क्योंकि हमें बताया गया है कि रिजीम चेंज होती है, रिजीम के साथ सिस्टम भी चेंज होती है एंड यू नीड टू अडॉप्ट टू दिस सिस्टम, बट योर सिस्टम इज सर्वाइविंग फ्रॉम 2018 to 2025 with some modification here and there.
Correct.
But what was that core principle that is helping that strategy to survive so long?
I am not a fan of option selling.
Okay.
मैं इतना option selling करता नहीं.
Oh wow.
मेरा idea is more of as I said मैं long investment trading से आया हूँ, तो वहाँ से I have picked up only understanding long systems. So momentum system का एक बहुत बेसिक फंडा रहता है, आप कुछ भी कर लो, मार्केट को किसी एक डायरेक्शन में जाना है,
या तो ऊपर या तो नीचे,
ऊपर या तो नीचे, कहीं ना कहीं सो जाना है. एंड अगर वो सेंटर में रहता भी एक अनडायरेक्शनल नॉन डायरेक्शनल सिस्टम में हो बन भी जाता है, तो वो एक पीरियड तक रह सकता है. दैट कैन गो अप टू 5 months 6 months, नो डाउट. बट आफ्टर अ पॉइंट इट हैज टू गो समवेयर. इट कैन नॉट बी जस्ट इन अ रेंज बाउंड. तो जब वो निकलता है उस रेंज में से, if you know your numbers, if you know what you're doing and bet the right size, you will make money. Momentum system का आप किसी भी person से, या कोई एक swing trader या एक trend following system का, people die because they stop early. They do not have enough faith on their system and they stop that system and it stops working. Swift last year had made 0 to negative repeater, but it doesn't mean that it stopped working. This year it has been the highest contributor in our company.
Oh wow.
So it is just that you have to sometimes give time. But see, as I said, you can't put all the money pura ek basket mein. You have to diversify. I look at option selling as it needs to be supporting to the momentum system.
Sure.
Rather than a lot of traders I have seen believe that the momentum systems are the supporting actors for their main option selling. But I find it too risky to do it.
Oh wow, interesting. I think so that's a completely 180-degree shift of what we have been thinking all along. You said that momentum, and which is very rightly so, that market has to go या तो ऊपर जाएगा या तो नीचे जाएगा, और momentum कभी ना कभी तो आएगा. But the point is people do not stick to it. Why do you think people don't stick to it?
They come with the wrong psychology in the market. They think कि कोई casino है, आप यहाँ पे overnight पैसे बना सकते हो. ऐसा कुछ नहीं होता.
अच्छा.
Really?
Is it not?
It's not. It's
Then
not.
why people keep on telling कि ये casino है, ये जुआ market है, ये why do they?
I think even I was attracted initially with the whole idea of that, but I realized after I met people like you, Soviet, and so many others who I learned from, I realized it's not a short game, it's a long-term game. Even a trading, it's a long-term game. You have to stick to your rules. You have to have that. Like Soviet has a, unka ek, he has a belly of steel. Like his appetite is to go down to drawdowns of 60%. I have seen him.
Baap re baap.
So it's crazy. So I know is not nothing. You're not going to make anything if you're looking at short term. Maybe today you're lucky enough to get some money out of the market, but tomorrow you're going to give it back to it, and in fact even more. Only if you trade sensibly,
तो बन सकता है. Talking about managing a system, it's all good and said in theory, but in practically a lot of people go through a drawdown and they don't stick to drawdown. Why do you think so?
It's a number where your systems can go. Can make losses, and that can be anything, maybe 5% for some system it could be 10%. And what I have seen is that people generally are comfortable with a number of around 4-5%. Anything beyond that gets very difficult for anybody to handle.
My question was exactly about that. Like you said, 4 to 5% is generally, there is a system drawdown. Okay. And there's a drawdown that a person can handle it.
Correct.
How do you marry them together?
We underplay the returns, and basically you have to underplay. We have to, like, let's say a system is saying ki, it can make about 20% return. You have to have a mindset that it is not going to make more than 15%.
Okay.
And when a system in backtesting says that it's going to give you a drawdown of 5%, I would double it, and I would say it's not good to give me more than 10%. If it goes beyond that, then there is something really wrong, because markets are basically random walk.
Yep.
Yeah. So the numbers are going to keep changing. You're not going to have the same results every time.
Right.
So you have to keep a buffer in between.
So you mentioned about random walk, okay? So I was just watching an interview of Jim Simons,
Right.
and it really just changed the perspective that how I look at the market. Jim Simons, as we all know, is like a $1 billion hedge fund guy,
Right.
the top class mathematician who used to help US Army and all that. He said in the short term market is random.
Correct.
And then that made me really think that we are trying to find an edge into a random market.
Correct.
But how is that possible?
I follow the same idea. Basically, a lot of time in my company, we keep discussing that we should implement machine learning and AI. But my argument is always like that. When it's a random walk, what will the machine learn?
Right.
It's okay to give a system to maybe filter out a few things, but trading on the basis of machine learning, I think it needs a lot of sophisticated systems, and at the level where we are right now, I don't think that is a good way to look at it. Rather, I would play with the statistics, probability, and make sure that the odds are in my favor.
Okay. So far we have talked about the negative side of the trading, that is drawdown.
Right.
A lot of people don't talk about when it is in profit.
Correct.
I read a book, and I think so the pain of losing money is right up there as a greed of making money.
Correct.
Okay, both of them are that same. So a lot of people, when they are in profit, has it happened to you that you have each to kind of close down the algo?
Yeah. So it's not just with me, it's with everybody. When you are sitting on a good profit and the trade is running over a period, and you feel that sometimes you feel as you all everybody comes in from a manual trading background, so we know that we can see that tomorrow probably there are high chances that the market will go against you. But as an algo trader, you cannot just jump in because you feel that tomorrow it is going to. Maybe it's not. The whole idea of being into algo trading is that you have to separate yourself from the emotions. So it's difficult to keep yourself at bay and not touch your system, but that's what an algo trader is supposed to be.
How many times, be honest, how many times have you breached your system and said, okay, let's book it out?
Very few times. I am not the one in my company to ever touch my system. Trust me.
Okay.
I wouldn't boost it. It is by other partners who would do that. But every time I have touched it, I have made a wrong decision. I can never win in poker.
Okay.
Not because I cannot understand. It's just because I can't bluff. And it's emotionally I cannot handle that. Otherwise, it's okay. So when I play with the thing with my emotions, I always go wrong. So I keep it at bay. I don't touch it. It's okay if I lose. In fact, last few days I had an idea that my system may start losing money. And I actually did not touch it, and it did lose money.
Okay.
But the minute if I would have touched it, it would have gone in the right direction.
Oh, wow.
I would have lost in the, what do you say, your opportunity loss kind of a thing.
And that's what when I go to a lot of conferences, and when I ask them how many people have this situation, whenever you buy it goes down and whenever you sell it goes up, invariably 100 out of 100 would raise their hand. I don't know how this works, but it works.
It
okay.
works. Yeah.
So you talked about the system losing money, and that's bring me to the most important aspect of the algo trader that nobody talks about is money.
Correct.
Because you and me did not come to the market just to make little money.
Correct.
We all came here to make big money. What was your initial plan? How do I become a big size hedge fund manager?
Yeah, I mean, everybody gets blinked with the whole market, and I was one of them. I was pulled in because I could see big numbers, big money. But slowly I realized that it is not about that. And by the time when I entered, I think I had already learned a few lessons in my life, hard ones. So I didn't come with a great expectation that I would be making money overnight, frankly. And I like to keep it more, comfortable, and where I can go back home and sleep peacefully. So that's how I look at it. I don't look at it as a source of lottery.
Okay.
That's how I look at it.
Okay. So you talked about money is not the motivating factor for you. It gives you. So what is that factor that is pulling you in the market then?
When I started with Algos and coding, every problem I solved while I was writing the algorithms, it gave me happiness.
Okay.
So I got so hooked on to that. It was very addictive. It is very addictive. Even today, if somebody puts a question to me, Rohit, this guy is doing something in few seconds, milliseconds, how can we reach there? So that's like, I may not have that sophisticated system, but I would love to crack it. So that's something that drives me in. Like, if somebody else is able to crack it, why not us?
So you remind me, you should be not in Algos, you should be in crypto mining, because in a crypto mining, when you solve a mathematical puzzle, you get a crypto Bitcoin.
I have never looked towards crypto because I don't understand that whether it is legal or it is not legal. I can't understand. So the day it will become legally, officially okay to get into it, we probably will look at. But looking at cryptos, I don't think.
Yeah. So Rohit, money is such a concept, okay? Or your position sizing, we say it. When do you increase your size into a strategy, and when do you decide to reduce your position size in a strategy?
Most difficult part is to increase the size when you're in drawdown.
Okay.
When you're in drawdown.
When you're losing money, and you want to really put money in, okay?
Yes, that's the most difficult part, but that is the actual way of increasing your position into that system. Only if you believe that the system has not fallen apart.
Sure.
Right? So, it is very difficult for an investor to do that, probably who has no idea about the system. But when your own system, your own baby, if it's under drawdown and it is not in an uncharted zone, it's not doing something that it has not seen in its historical backtest or its history, then you're even more confident that now you're almost as low as this risk. And then from here, if you double up, the probability of you gaining back is more high if you would do it at the peak.
Okay. So with that, there can be one problem that I can foresee. Say, assuming my max drawdown of a system was 5%,
Right.
and an average drawdown of say 2%.
Right.
If it goes down to 2% drawdown, I would scale in more.
Correct.
Like I will put in more, because I think assuming the mean reversion of the strategy would happen, then 4%, and then all of a sudden one day, if the system is broken,
Correct.
I would be sitting with my largest exposure to a system which is broken.
Correct.
So is there any way to counter that or no?
Yeah. So, any investment firm also never puts all its money all together into the markets. They always have some secured pool that they would put in when there is either a crash or there is an opportunity that they can invest in. So when you're even into algo trading, I'm not going to be fully 100% invested all the time. I will always have some pool of capital, maybe just into FD or into some kind of liquid Bs, where when I feel that it's the right time to scale it up, I would reinvest, add more money to it. But yeah, it happens that, you like on an average drawdown, you added more money and then it even went more down and you have the highest exposure to that and it breaks. But then, as I said, it depends on what kind of strategy you're working with.
Okay.
Like if you're working with selling, it's probably never going to move again. It's never going to see the day of light again.
Okay.
But if it's a momentum system, you just have to wait patiently with it to come up. So a lot of people use, pyramiding in momentum system rather than into selling. I feel it's more rewarding into a momentum system because the number of losses are because market was not moving anywhere.
Right.
It was more sideways. So after a point, it has to move. So if you even pyramid, but then if you have $100 and if you pyramided with 10, you're not going to reach because you only have 10, not even 10 hands. You have hardly 3 hands.
Right.
10, 20, 40, and then probably 80 you have reached. You only have 3 hands. So you have to start very small and then keep scaling up. Maybe even if, as you said, that at average I lost, then at the max drawdown, if I'm still confident, I may probably even increase out of it.
Right. So Rohit, during our conversation, you kept on talked about diversification.
Correct.
How does Rohit does his diversification?
I don't put more than 30% of my capital into one system. That's
Okay.
how I diversify.
And that is only options, or it can be like what kind of like?
Yeah, if I'm here today, I'm talking only about my trading.
Okay.
I'm not considering my investment part.
Sure.
So in trading also, 30 is the highest allocation that we can think of giving to
One system.
That's the highest. Probably we would start at 10 to 15 to, it to give at least some valuable return to the whole product. Probably 10 to 10 should be the starting point, and max it should go to 30. If you're giving anything beyond 30, probably you might be uncomfortable in the future with that. And if it breaks, it's going to impact your overall returns majorly.
Sure.
But if let's say it's just 30%, it wouldn't.
What about the other system? Like, what about the remaining 60%? What would you do with that?
There are only 3 phases in market: up,
Down, and sideways.
So a momentum system takes care of up and down, like if you're having something like that, and then there is sideways, and then there is something now which is like the zero DT.
That's a big.
That's the one. So these are the only 3 systems that we understand and we play, and within that also we will have like multiple different kind of systems that will act on different market scenarios. Not everything is going to. It might get a completely big podcast for this.
I'm sure.
So if I have to start backtesting, I don't think whether I have to start with momentum or short selling or something like that. I would think what I need to achieve.
Okay.
At the end, of course, we need to achieve to make money.
Money.
But that's not the point. What we are not able to deliver right now in our product is what we are going to try to search for.
So to add that uncorrelated diversification that we know.
Yes. So let's say in uncorrelation, like there is one system which is selling options in Nifty, and there is another option that is there is another system that is selling in Bank Nifty. Probably they have some differences of the stop losses and targets and year-end. But we all know Nifty and Bank Nifty are mostly correlated.
Yeah.
So how are you're convincing yourself that it is uncorrelated, but
it is not. Okay.
Because the day when they will correlate, both the systems are going to lose money and heavily.
Okay.
So we don't do that.
Okay.
If we have something of a theme that is working on Bank Nifty well, we will only keep it to Bank Nifty, and if not, probably touch it for Nifty or any other underlying. I'm not just naming one. It's just how we deal with correlation.
When you talk about money, the blowout is a point that we always want to know. I blew out quite a lot of time in my initial years of trading. How about you?
So I haven't. I have only once probably. That was when I was completely new. I started my manual trading. That time I blew up some amount of money, but after that I've never done that, because as I said, I have already learned that it's very easy to lose money, but very, very difficult to earn it back. It is so difficult. So I don't believe in. I am very risk averse.
Okay.
In my whole company, I would be the last person if they have to talk to for taking risk. So I'm very risk averse. So I've never blown up my capital as such. I know what I do. I know what are my limits. So that way I haven't. I'm sorry, I don't have anything interesting to say.
No, I think so. That's the most.
Fortunately, I have not blown up because I never overtrade. Today also, if I have 100 rupees with me, I will not trade more than 40-50.
Let's talk about not overtrading it, but let me ask you a question that you are trading within your limits.
Correct.
And something like 18th of April, where your stop losses jumps, right?
Yeah.
There is no way you can hedge or get your positions out, and your losses are compounding.
Correct.
At that point of time, what was your thinking?
So the best part is our systems are always hedged.
Okay.
We never trade. Even in our long system, we will not be unhedged.
So in a long, how would you hedge it?
So like as I said, we have
spreads.
A synthetic future.
Okay.
We would even buy a put if we are long on call and we are sold put, and then we would even buy maybe 1 or 2% away ka put again. So we know even before entering the market what is our probable max risk that we are going to do. So our VAR is the most important aspect. So we do not go somewhere where we will not be knowing what is the kind of max risk that we will have if tomorrow market crashes or market goes against us, not necessarily crashes.
Yeah.
Just against our direction. We will not. Higher is 3 to 4% of our total capital.
Oh wow, 3-2% is your VAR value at risk. So if anything happens, market gaps up, gaps down, you will not
Overnight,
lose more than 3 to 4% of your capital, which is phenomenal
Correct.
and commendable.
So having said VAR, I mean, with 4%, with 1 rupee given, like, if I have 1 rupee, I would not be, as I said, 40% or 50% se zyada I wouldn't be investing.
Rohit, that was about money. But let's talk about how do I execute my trade, the machine. Okay. So you said you were completely from non-coding background,
Right.
and now you are hardcore algo trader.
Right.
So what kind of machine that you use?
When I started my journey in algo trading, I remember that there was nothing as such called chat GPT and all that.
Okay.
The only thing that I could look up to was Stack Overflow,
Mm-hmm.
where you have to keep hunting for your ideas and answers, and then you have to go ahead. But today it is much, much simpler to work with algorithms, and we have some kids who are also again from non-technical background, but they are doing well with coding. So we at the moment use a good serverless architecture, and it's been a long journey for me. As I said, that my whole interest was towards solving algorithms and problems, so it has always kept me on this, that we keep evolving our systems.
So when you talked about the system, the machine, the hard of the machine, which language do you prefer to code on?
Main coding is on Python, but then of course I know some other coding languages also along with it, because as you have to crack some things, you still have to go to some other languages. So yeah, that way I know C++.
Okay.
But, mainly I am into Python.
So when you talked about executions and everything, I have personally gone through a lot of hardship of machine, being a good cop, but it can also be a bad cop. Have you had any incident where the machine has his own wills and fancies and started working differently?
Yeah, of course. I mean, no system is perfect. They're going to basically fail to. So basically, any code or any system or any algorithm that you develop it's only to the point that where you can think.
Yes.
If there is a scenario that you couldn't think of, then probably have not programmed it for.
Right.
So experience matters. With experience, you realize and you understand what are those things that maybe a good coder can code an app, but it is not necessary a good coder can code an algorithm or a trading system, because probably he's not exposed towards that. He doesn't have the experience of what can go wrong with these systems.
Sure.
Because the whole thing is that the money which is directly involved in it.
So can you give me an example of this, what we call as the corner cases? As a trader or a programmer, we try to cover all the corners.
Correct.
But are there, in your experience of so vast experience, has any corner cases that you have never thought of and came across and your system started knowing not what to do with it?
Basically, system failed. It did not. When I was working in Drawdowns also, Vivek was like, he's a data curator. Because इसको पता है ये क्या करता है और इसका सिस्टम कहाँ पे कैसे चलता है. So I'm a bit slow with things, but I take my time, but I make sure that if I made something, I made it for good. I don't like to touch it again. So in that way, systems break. I don't remember a specific incident where it broke for a reason. Majority of the time, the execution systems break because the broker's API changes and they change it without any intimation.
Okay.
Yeah. Right. So once what happened is that there was one broker who changed the way their API protocol was working. Their endpoint URLs were working, and they were earlier on a non-secured protocol, and then they came into secure protocol. But we never have any intimation from their end, and my system couldn't understand. My system is going on hitting orders, and they are getting rejected. The reason, because it's looking for a secure protocol and I am putting it on HTTP. तो नहीं चल रहा था. That only S word took us like hours to understand what went wrong, because even the brokers had not informed their
team members
that they have to inform us, and we kept doing the whole thing the whole day, and then finally cracked it when we spoke to their architect engineer that what went wrong.
Wow.
We removed the logs and we realized that only that S word killed our whole day of trading.
Shit. Yeah. HTTP and HTTPS. Okay.
So basically, I remember somebody in our industry had a issue with the system where the system went into a loop.
Yeah.
And it kept hitting orders. because I believe there was not the right response from the broker. Like probably as a system, let's say you required a 200 response to accept the order that the order has gone successfully, and the broker was not sending that back, or some format had changed, and its system got under a loop. So this happened when I initially started my journey, and that put such a big fear in my mind. And even Vivek and Devang have been really risk averse. So they were like, bro, कुछ भी हो जाए ये नहीं होना.
Yeah, right. Looping नहीं
We
होनी
cannot do this mistake. Others have done it. We cannot repeat.
Right.
You have to make sure. So since then, I remember I created my architecture in a way that it can happen that it can go in a loop.
Yep.
You cannot help it. It's a system. It can happen. But I made it to granularly so to the point that if मेरा एक system चल रहा है, वो system के अंदर अगर कोई भी algo का issue आ जाता है, वो loop में चला जाता है, वो मेरे दूसरे systems को बिल्कुल भी affect नहीं करेगा.
Right.
So it's been so isolated. This I learned
way back,
and it has been, it's been itched into me that you have to be that careful. So my one system is independent of the other. Both my systems don't even know what's happening, but they are working in tandem. Even if one goes down, probably this will not know what to do, but it will not misbehave. It will not go beyond what it's supposed to do. It will just shut down.
So a lot of our viewers, Rohit, who are going to start into their algo trading journey, and maybe they are a good coders or maybe they are not, like me. What would be your suggestions to them?
So, use ChatGPT. It's an amazing tool, but don't completely rely on it. When you're coding, when you don't build the muscle memory, you really don't know what you're doing. So it's just logic. It's important. Which ChatGPT helps you to at least give you a module to where to work from, or any other such AI modules that helps you code. Start with that, but do not completely depend on it. Put your own effort to understand what eventually you need to get out of it. If you don't understand that, then probably you're not doing the best thing that you need.
Okay, so that's about machine, friends. So Rohit, I have asked this question to all our guests, and because I think so that's the most important question. As a trader, if I'm going to give you 100%,
right,
and a 3 vertical, which is mind, psychology,
right,
money, the position size or risk management,
right,
or the machine or the strategies,
correct,
how would you bifurcate this 100%? Which would you give more weightage to, or maybe say equal?
Mine, I would give the highest weightage to mine.
Like how? How much?
Basically, knowing what your system is doing. If you're not comfortable with the system that you're running, then probably you can never trust it.
Yep.
So if you don't have the psychology or the understanding with what you're doing, then you probably, even a good system, even if somebody is making X amount on that, he gives you that system, but you don't understand it, you will not be able to run it.
Okay.
So if you don't have the psychology, if you don't have the understanding, like there are so many systems available online, basically they are probably making money, they are doing it, but you probably won't be able to do anything out of it. Tomorrow, if I give you my own system and code, you may not be able to, because that's not the kind of person you are. It doesn't suit you. So psychology is the most important part. Second, I think machine. Third is money. Money, I wouldn't give that much importance, because at the end, risk, I would give the highest importance.
Obviously, but
if
yeah.
Money, what you mean is risk, that yes, it comes before machine. But then in today's world, machine comes up to the second level. Because at this point, we are fighting with lightning speed trades.
Yep, nanoseconds.
So it's kind of a hierarchy, at the top they are sitting, then we are there, then there are manual traders. That's how it goes. So if you do not upgrade yourself with machines and sophistication, then probably you will be pulled out of the market.
Sure. Before closing, because since you talked about the microsecond, millisecond and nanosecond, and this question has been with me for a longest period of time, that there are high frequency traders, who are doing in this micro milliseconds, and I'm a MFT trader, a mid frequency trader, who would send an order, maybe one order in 5 minutes or 10 minutes.
Right.
Will I be able to compete with them?
Yeah.
How come?
Yes, definitely, because they are not what you're looking for is something different than what they are looking for in the
Okay.
market. Okay, so how they make money out of the market is completely different than how you are looking to make money out of the market. So it's probably you both are in different pool of systems, and you both don't you in fact you two together are helping the markets to be in system and tandem.
They provide the ecosystem.
Yeah, it's a whole
Provide the
ecosystem.
liquidity.
Yeah, add liquidity, and algo traders some suck out liquidity, they provide liquidity. Some manual traders give you liquidity. So it's all hand in hand. I don't think it's going to go against you anytime. Like high frequency traders can really I have come across a few incidents in that the high frequency traders have bent systems in their favor. But that will always happen. And as I said, that if you have your risk under control and you know what you're doing, then probably for a longer run, you will still
You will survive.
Yeah.
So thank you, Rohit. I think so it's a very insightful session, and we talked about the diversification, the system, and not coming from a coding background and now into a full-time algo trader. That's an amazing journey. Thank you, Rohit.
Thank you so much. I highly appreciate you called me here. I don't think I would have ever done it for anybody but you.
Thank you very much, and it means a lot to me because in this, that's what the thing is. Like I have spoken to a lot of gems out there, and everybody has agreed to come on the podcast. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thank you. So friends, there is one small request for you. As you have seen, we are putting so much of an effort to find the real people, real algo traders. And what we expect from you is one small thing. You can always like this podcast. Then you can comment if you have any questions. I will definitely make it a point to ask Rohit and maybe share it with your friends. That would give us a visibility to young buddy algo traders. So please do that. Thank you.